Ethan Crowley was 50 years old when he realized how small a man could feel inside his own life. On a gray December evening, just after the sun dipped behind the last row of abandoned warehouses, he found himself standing beside the riverfront, hands buried in his jacket, breath turning into fragile clouds that rose and disappeared like everything he once held on to. The city behind him buzzed with distant noise, but out here, the world felt paused, quiet, heavy, honest. Ethan didn't come to admire the river. He came because he couldn't sit in that empty apartment anymore, couldn't stare at the same walls that held more silence than comfort. After years of hiding emotions behind work, routine, and a practiced smile, tonight, something inside him cracked wide open. The water moved slowly, dark and reflective, almost like a mirror. He hated mirrors, because mirrors told the truth. He exhaled a long, shaky breath. His fingers brushed the object in his pocket, a small silver key, the key to the storage unit he hadn't visited in 14 years. The unit that held the last pieces of a life he walked away from because he was too afraid to face what remained. 14 years, he murmured. The words tasted strange, like regret mixed with dust. The wind moved colder, more honest than he was willing to be. He closed his eyes and felt a memory rush in. His younger brother Liam laughing loudly on their last fishing trip. Ethan had promised they would go again, promised he'd be there more, promised he'd stop disappearing behind excuses. But promises are easy for men who never check the price of breaking them. Ethan swallowed hard. Liam didn't get another year, didn't get another fishing trip, didn't get Ethan's presence when he needed it most. And Ethan never forgave himself. Until tonight, he never even tried. A soft voice broke the stillness behind him. "You dropping something in there?" Ethan turned. An older man, maybe in his 60s, stood a few feet away, holding a thermos and watching the river like it whispered secrets only he understood. "Not sure yet," Ethan replied quietly. The stranger nodded. "Cold night to be thinking out loud." "Cold night to be avoiding it," Ethan countered. The man chuckled softly, like he'd been caught. Ethan couldn't help returning a small, tired smile. For a moment, they stood in silence. Two men who didn't know each other, but somehow understood the heaviness that brought them both here. "What's the key for?" the man asked gently. Ethan hesitated. Then he took it out. The metal glinted dully under the cloudy sky. "A storage unit," he said. "Been locked for years. Why keep the key?" Ethan stared at it. "I guess I wasn't ready to let go of what's inside." "Ready now?" the man asked. Ethan looked back at the river. The water moved forward, always forward, never holding on to what passed through it. "I think so," he whispered. The old man nodded, as if the night itself approved. "Sometimes letting go isn't losing anything. It's giving yourself permission to walk again." Ethan didn't answer. He didn't need to. He stepped closer to the edge, holding the key gently between his fingers. His heartbeat pressed against his ribs like it wanted to say too. "This isn't for forgetting him," Ethan said softly. "It's for forgiving myself." And before fear could interrupt, he opened his hand. The key slipped into the river, breaking the surface with a small ripple. Ethan watched it sink slowly, swallowed by the deep water. No drama, no sound, just a quiet ending to years of self-punishment. A strange lightness spread through his chest, unfamiliar but welcome. He stepped back, inhaling deeply. The air felt different, less sharp, more like something new. "You heading home?" the old man asked. Ethan smiled, a real one this time. "Yeah," he said, "for the first time in a long while." He turned, walking toward the faint glow of the city lights. Not rushed, not running, just moving, like someone who finally decided to live forward, not backward. Behind him, the river kept flowing. Ahead of him, the night opened like a blank page. For the first time in years, Ethan Crowley wasn't carrying the weight of what he'd lost. He was carrying the courage to begin again.